I'm joining the breaks right now. He's live in England over the phone. And Yuan, please introduce yourself.
What's up, everyone? My name's Ewan David Alman, a.k.a. The Breaks, the most promising unsigned rapper in the UK.
Cool, man. All right, just came up with a few questions. I looked on your MySpace, and you basically have your main influences as Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, Method Man, and Kel Spencer. How come it's always old rappers? How come you don't have any newer rappers as your influences?
I don't know. I just don't think the newer rappers of today can really are credible enough to be considered influences. I mean, these rappers that I've listed, I mean, a lot of them have started out when hip-hop had kind of started out, like Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince. But, I mean, some of the newer rappers like Kel Spencer or even Method Man, I know Method Man's been doing it a while, but they've brought something to the plate which is not just your typical rappers are doing today. They're actually talking a lot of sense and not talking about the same old thing. And I don't know, I just like what they've got to say, and I like the way they say it, and I like the image that they portray as well. So, yeah, that's probably why.
Also, just to get like a little, I'm just curious, I want to get a little more specific about it. You know, like Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince were big, you know, they first had their album come out in 86. Method Man was with Wu-Tang, and that was 93. Yeah. Like, I noticed it's sort of like this late 80s, early 90s feel. How come no Sugar Hill Gang or late 70s, early 80s, you know, Busy Bee, none of these really old guys?
To be honest, I mean, I started listening to hip-hop properly in the 90s, early 90s, mid-90s, and that's really who was around at the time. I mean, of course, Jazzy Jeff Fresh Prince had been around for a while before that, but I mean, Method Man and Wu-Tang was out, Cannabis was out, he was that whole beef with LL Cool J and everything, so that's who was around me at the time when I started out, so that's who I was really looking to for inspiration, really. But I mean, I can appreciate the old school rappers that have done it before and how they've paved the way for people like myself and my influences to come about. So, I mean, they're not forgotten, but I don't know. I wouldn't consider them direct influences, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's cool. What do you think about the current state of hip-hop? So what is your take on that?
Well, not good at the moment, not good at all. I mean, it's like everyone's just, I don't know, been caught in the same net, the same trap, because I turn on my TV today. I mean, I say it in a lot of my songs. You turn on the TV today and you see the same formulas, you see the same things happening. People talking about how much money they got, the cars they got. We see all these women half dressed in the videos, and to me, that's not what rap is about. That's not what hip hop is about, and that's not what you get in the game to do. When you first start out as a rapper, I think Nas or somebody said this, when you first start out as a rapper, it's not all of the money and all the bling that attracts you. It's just your love for the game and your love of writing rhymes and writing rap. So, I mean, to me, the current state, there are a few people out today, but you really have to look for the quality hip-hop, brush off and brush aside what's being played on the radio and what you're seeing on the TV today.
Also, I'm curious, you've released 2 albums that you still sell, and you have one real early work that you don't sell anymore. But I'm just going to talk about, you know, the 2 that are out.
Yeah, sure.
The first one is Business as Usual.
That's right.
And I'm curious as to what is your personal favorite track?
Ooh, Business as Usual. I really like a track called Understand, because that's I don't know, that was one of the first tracks I wrote for that album, and it's just, I just love the sample on it. It samples a guy called Tank and his song called One Man, and it's just a real bouncy, feel-good vibe track, and it's just something you can play in the summertime. It would just fit perfectly in the summertime. Like, I don't know, whether you're cruising, I say it in the track, whether you're cruising in your car, you're out with your friends, or you're like chilling, having a barbecue or something. It's just like a perfect feel-good summertime track to play. So for me, that's probably my favorite track on the album there.